Alright, hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakodash. I want to give double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I want to say peace, mercy, and blessings unto all of the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means he is the deliverer. Okay. And there's 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Lions, Hispanics. We're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. The self-proclaimed white man, he's not white, he's red. They are the Idumeans, or Edomites, according to the Holy Bible. All right, and according to Bible prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. Okay, and Babylon the Great, America, is fallen. All right, just as it is written in Revelation 18, Babylon is fallen. It's fallen. And with Trump in office, with the trade wars, with China, the tariffs, that's going to cause major suffering, all right, to the citizens of America. So I'm going to play this video. Alright. What's that? As you can see at the bottom here, thinking freely 7 hours ago, grocery shelves across Babylon are wiped out. Milk, bread, meat, and essentials aren't being restocked. Look at some comments here. Alright, so this is an article from End Time Headlines. Experts are warning that there will be significant shortages in the U.S. by the end of next month, so by the end of May. All right, and we're just a couple days away from the month of May, so by the end of May, there are going to be extreme shortages. All right, opinion, it will be difficult to overstate the seriousness of the crisis that we're facing. Just about every single industry in the U.S. is extremely dependent on imports from China. Yet China is pretty much, a king, a merchant king, the merchant giant of the world. Pretty much everything is damn near made in China. All right, and now trade with China is essentially coming to a standstill. I wish that I was exaggerating, but I am not. According to the World Trade Organization, trade between the U.S. and China could decline by as much as 80%. The World Trade Organization has warned that goods traded between the U.S. and China could decrease by as much as 80%. Back in U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Benson's description of the current situation as essentially a trade embargo, tourism packages. Unless something changes, this is going to be the biggest shock to our economy in decades. And there's an article I found by Janet Yellen. It's from WallStreetJournal.com. Excuse me. It says Yellen calls Trump tariff plan the worst self-inflicted wound that I've ever seen. Because what this man is doing, he's destroying the economy. Okay, that's what's happening right now. Your economy is being destroyed, and he's not making America great again. They ain't no way you can make this place great again. All right, this place is under the judgment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. It says, at the moment, our stores are filled with products that are manufactured in factories like China. Yeah, China is a giant of manufacturing. Okay. And that's how they have gotten themselves very rich. I believe China is home to 814 billionaires, which I believe is a little more than America. But that should tell you something right there. It has more billionaires than America, and how are these people getting their wealth? All right, through manufacturing and selling things to Americans. Which that links up with Revelation 18, the merchants standing afar off crying because nobody's buying their merchandise. It says, but now many of those factories have become eerily quiet. I know several factories that have told half of their employees to go home for a few weeks and stop most of their production, said Cameron Johnson, Shanghai-based senior partner at consulting firm Tidal Wave Solutions. He said factories making toys, sporting goods, and low-cost dollar store type goods are the most affected right now. While not large scale yet, it is happening in the key export hubs of Yiwu and Dongguan, and there is concern that it will grow, Johnson said. There is a hope that tariffs will be lowered so orders can resume, but in the meantime, companies are furloughing employees and idling some production. So this is causing economic distress, not only in China, which is it's going to affect China, but China, like I said, they're king amongst manufacturers, so they don't really have to deal with America. They can make partnerships and deals and send their products elsewhere and make money. Okay, it's going to affect America way more than it's going to affect China, and it's affecting China a lot. You see, we're not really seeing, the effects of it yet. We're not feeling it yet, but people will feel the effects of it when they hit the stores and it ain't shit in there, right? This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 6. And verse 22. And suddenly, all right, let's look up the definition of suddenly. It says quickly and unexpectedly, right? These average Americans, man, they don't know what the fuck is going on. People getting ready, they think they're getting ready to go on their summer vacation. Hot girl summer, etc. This is from the Merriam-Webster. Happening or coming unexpectedly, changing angle or character all at once, marked by manifesting abruptness or haste. So it's going to happen very quickly and very unexpectedly. Okay? 2nd Esdras 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. These stores, your supermarkets, okay, where you go and get your goods. A lot of that comes from overseas. There's coming a time where you're going to go in there and ain't shit going to be in there. Okay? Nothing. It's going to result to people losing their minds. Okay? Because on top of the economic pain that people are already experiencing, Trump has now given the green light for the Department of Education to start garnishing the wages of people, all right, who owe student loans. If they don't make a plan by May 5th, they're going to start coming for your fucking checks, man. Okay? This is 2nd Esdras 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein. That means destruction, death. Now, the Most High is going to destroy Babylon the Great in 1 hour. All right? This place is going to be a 5,000 square mile desert. Okay? Only fit for the habitation of of wild desert creatures, nothing else. Okay, that's the only thing that's gonna be able to dwell here in America. Okay, other than that, Everything else is going to die. It's going to be destroyed in nuclear fire. That's what's coming. Okay, but before that nuclear fire come, the Most High is going to bring plagues, misery, right? I'm going to start up. The second Ezra 15 and verse 10. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter, right into the New World Order. Okay? And part of that New World Order is they want to put a digital implant, a physical implant inside of you, which is the mark of the beast for buying and selling. See, with the dollar being done away with is collapsing, it's going to have to bring out a new world currency because the dollar is the world reserve currency. That's why there's a saying when America, catches the flu, the world sneezes, because if something happens to the federal dollar, the whole world feels the effects of it, right? Second Ezra 15 and 10, behold, my people is led to the flock, as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, right? The Most High. Even though we're here, we're not telling you to buy a passport and leave the country. No, the Most High is going to send his chariots to deliver his elect from wherever they're scattered, you know? This is Matthew 24 and 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from the one end of heaven even to the other. So there's going to be a great deliverance in America. Even though there's great judgment coming, okay, and great death, great famine, great evil things, okay. There's also going to be great miracles for the Lord's elect. Start expecting miracles, man. Okay? This is the book of Micah chapter 4 and verse 10. Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion, like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city and shalt dwell in the field. Okay, and we got casted out of our holy city, Jerusalem, the land of Israel, and shall dwell in the fields. You can say that's America, all right? And thou shalt go even to Babylon, a great place of great confusion. There shalt thou be delivered. So there's going to be a great deliverance in America. There's going to be great miracles done, but there's also going to be great death, great miseries, great mourning upon the wicked, right? There, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemies, because our enemies is getting ready to come down with great wrath, with their new world order. That's what this is all about. Total control. Control the food, all right? You control the people. You control the money. You control the people, all right? Back in the article, we are also witnessing an unprecedented decline in cargo shipments from China to the U.S. Port of LA Executive Director Gene Soroka is telling us that essentially all shipments out of China for major retailers and manufacturers have ceased. Mr. Trump trade war policies are expected to bring about a 35% decline in cargo arriving at Port of LA by next week, as essentially all shipments out of China for major retailers and manufacturers have ceased. According to the Port of LA Executive Director Gene Soroka, the good news is that major retailers have Chinese-made goods that they previously purchased to sell us. But as they work through their existing inventory levels, pretty soon we're going to start seeing empty shelves. In fact, the chief economic advisor to President Trump during his first term is openly warning that we could start experiencing significant shortages in late May. So May is going to be a hell of a month. Then May turns into the June, and then June's the summertime. It's hot out. July is hot. August is hot. September is fairly hot. So this could be a black summer. There's a series on Netflix called Black Summer, where it's showing, pretty much it's showing you shit hit the fan. Yep. So as you can see, go back and watch that show, Black Summer. You know, what it's showing you is shit hitting the fan. and it always happens suddenly. Okay? American consumers are just weeks away from feeling the effects of Trump's tariffs at the cash register. Gary Cohn, Trump's chief economic advisor, during his first term, said in a CBS interview, Cohn forecast that the consequences of newly imposed tariffs from China will start rippling through the U.S. economy by late May. Tourism packages. The cycle from a good being sold in China, loaded on a vessel, sailed across the ocean, unloaded in the U.S., put in a factory, and distributed to a shelf, is about 8 weeks in the U.S. Okay, so it takes 8 weeks for that shit to cross that water. Okay, so there will be shortages. And okay, and this is also causing
Could American store shelves be empty in the next 2 weeks because of Trump's tariffs? That's the warning Trump got this week from the CEOs of Walmart, Target, and Home Depot, three of America's largest box stores, telling him that prices have not gone up yet because of his tariffs, but they would soon, and that within a period of only 2 weeks, we could start to see empty shelves in stores because of the disruptions caused by Trump's tariffs. That warning and the fact that the stock market again collapsed on Monday this week, at the same time the bond market collapsed and the dollar collapsed, finally convinced Trump that maybe destroying the U.S. economy wasn't the best way to save the U.S. economy. That's why he caved on tariffs to China this week. Now, he's caved halfway. Trump has suggested that maybe he'll eliminate half the tariffs on China, which would still leave 70% tariffs, which is an insane quantity that shuts down all trade. But he sort of threw that out there because he's freaking out, and he thinks he may have caused too much pain to the American consumers. In the end, Trump's tariffs are increasing inflation. They're increasing unemployment. They're starting to slow economic growth, which is risking a recession. None of this is what people voted for. We voted for him to get inflation down, not to make everything in the economy worse.
So Walmart and Target went to the Trump administration and said shelves will start to look empty by the summer. This is what this means. So this is the current map of outgoing, incoming shipments into China, East Asia. Pretty busy, I think everyone would agree. Each one of these is a cargo ship with hundreds of containers on it. Now, typically, this is what the port of LA looks like. Currently, this is what the port of LA is looking like. If you look at the number of yellow ships coming in, it's very, very low. This is not normal. These are supposed to be consumer products and all the things that we use on a daily basis. Those are not coming in. So when you wonder how tariffs will affect the consumer, importers like me have asked to stop shipments coming in. We cannot afford these tariffs, and we don't think our customers will pay for that. So now basic supply and demand, with decreased supply, prices will go up significantly. So Walmart and Target went to the Trump administration and said,
You can't
The U.S. port could be empty within a matter of weeks. I know you're looking forward, but this is a concern right now.
So yeah, man, shit is hitting the fan, so this could result to very well, large amount of protests in the street and them enacting martial law. This is gonna have a snowball effect, man. Okay. Second Ezra 15:10. Behold, my people as a led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and the punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. So Yahweh Shem Yoshai is going to smite this place, man. 13, they that till the ground shall mourn. These farmers are going to feel it too. You know, American farmers are feeling it too. Because a lot of equipments and goods, a lot of equipments and goods, you know, that they use to help them farm, you know, comes from China and overseas as well. You know, for the seed shall fail through the blasting in hell and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and to them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. They're going to be war on every level, especially inside America. Class wars, Egyptian against Egyptian, civil war, you know, even different racial, you know, skirmishes. 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. 911 is going to be done away with. Okay. Said power. Said you see what's happening over there in Spain, Portugal, blackouts, power is going to be out. People going to lose communication. You ain't going to be nobody to call no 911. You know? A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Travel is going to be severely restricted. There's going to be checkpoints. You know, 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled with what high unemployment rates, very high crime rates, famine, poverty, drug abuse, you name it. These are plagues. The ultimate plague is the nuclear missiles. And the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and crate, and for great tribulation. That's why it says in Isaiah, the house is shut up that no man may come in. You know, people going to be invading one another, man. Okay, because they ain't going to be able to get it off the stores. Love of me is going to wax cold. This is Isaiah 21 and 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Yahweh Shem Shai is breaking down this great city. Okay. Hey, so with that, just a quick lesson on the lunch break. You know, I pray this has brought some edification, and some upliftment, spiritual gas. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Shai. Again, giving double honors to the apostles and elders I learned this truth from. I want to say peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect.